Hey, Rent-A-Rat.
Yeah?
Who's in charge of last time on?
I don't know.
You don't have anyone for that spot?
No.
Ah, shit, I'll go get someone.
Last time on The Power of Woo.
I don't get it. I mean, come on, guys. This is like my kind of material. Why didn't the boss want me to watch it? Oh my gosh, Fundy. What happened?
Oh, I've seen things.
Now on with the show.
Hey, Fundy.
Yeah?
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Fundy.
No, you're not. Who are you? What are you?
I'm Fundy Ferret.
The show has Fundy Fox. We don't have a ferret. Ah.
I'm filling in.
So you're Fundy Ferret, the fill-in Fundy Fox.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we're doing the Akashic Records. And, dude, act, do something.
What do you mean, act? I am a method actor. I have done Shakespearean theater.
You've done annoyed the fuck out of me. Yeah.
Well, I have been sent in here to do the best Fundy that is possible.
Bet I can get rid of this guy. Watch this shit. Macbeth.
Ah!
What we're going to do in our time together is talk about how these Akashic records influence us.
Yeah, pro tip. They don't. But, if you really want, we can make them affect you. Yeah. While we're watching this, anytime this guy offers somehow or something or, just kind of does a hand wave instead of explaining what the fuck he's talking about, let's take a drink. And I guarantee by the end of this, the Akashic records will be affecting you pretty seriously.
They influence us in terms of past and the past memory we have. They influence us in terms of our present, and they influence us in terms of our evolving future.
Okay. How?
And from Cayce's perspective, the way that works is in terms of the past, the Akashic records contain memory. Not only memory of our past lives, but memory of our past experiences in this life.
Okay, well, you realize normal people think that these things are stored in, your brain, not some weird mysticky Akashic record bullshit.
And that memory really influences us as a reservoir, a pool of information that we draw upon in the present.
Oh, wait, that's right. You seem to think that other people can access what's in my brain.
In terms of the present, the Akashic records of the present draw to us those people and those experiences that we need at any given time to become all that we were meant to be.
Be all that you're meant to be. Does this mean the Akashic records are, managed by the Boy Scouts?
Draw to us lessons, people, relationships, experiences that enable us to make decisions that will help us to grow and expand in terms of our own personal soul growth.
Most people, when they're talking about memories and stuff and accessing them, they're talking about what's in their own head. Now, the problem is you boneheads are talking about accessing other people's memories.
Now, for those who don't know, Edgar Cayce got his experience, his psychic information, really from two different sources.
You're kind of fucked up, man.
One was from the subconscious mind of the person for whom he was giving a reading.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Cayce's model of consciousness suggests that we all have a conscious mind.
Now, granted, by model we mean shit he just fucking made up one day. But, yeah, we have a conscious mind. With you so far.
That part of our mind that we're aware of right now, thinking, seeing, feeling, hearing someone speak. We have a subconscious mind, that part of our mind that really comes awake when we daydream, perhaps when we meditate, sometimes in lower levels of sleep.
Yeah, according to the boss's primer on this shit, on this woo crap, he said two things that seem to make sense. So, It's time for something stupid.
And we have a superconscious mind.
Yay!
That part of our mind that is somehow connected to all other minds.
Ah, that was good. Okay, first shot.
And what Cayce was able to do somehow
That's two.
was he was able to travel through these levels of the mind, and our subconscious mind right now knows everything about us.
Wait a minute. I'm not that drunk. You can't sneak that by me. Like what?
It knows our acid-alkaline balance. It knows if we're on the verge of getting sick. It knows what's going on inside of our body.
Wow, dude, what a fucking cop-out. Okay, so you're going to pretend to have information about a person that the person doesn't know themselves, like, oh, you're pregnant, or whatever, and then claim that it's because you're communicating with their subconscious.
Somehow Cayce's own subconscious mind
Drink.
was able to communicate with the subconscious mind of the person to whom he was giving a reading, and that's where he got his information related to health.
Dude, seriously? What the fuck is the matter with you?
So one source of information was the source of the own person he was giving a reading to, their own subconscious mind. Another source of information was the Akashic records.
Okay, so that's like 3 shots of stupidity and weird-ass claims. Now here comes the real crazy.
Now we might imagine the Akashic records as really an invisible force field around the earth that somehow...
Now that's what I call a double shot of crazy. Ah!
Is a database of everything that occurs within the earth. Now Cayce would say that the Akashic records are actually everywhere. They're not just around the earth. But for ease of understanding, if we could imagine an invisible force field around the earth, and somehow...
Fuck it. At this point, just give me the bottle. Christ.
Everything that occurs within this dimension is recorded in that place. And it's recorded next to the person's name who actually did the deed or thought the thought.
Come on, guys, say something. Damn, anything that's not stupid batshit craziness.
During that experience generally, and then somehow...
This is so easily falsified. Oh my God, why do people believe this?
Now, as unusual as that might sound, we've all probably heard of the near-death experience, where somebody has a death experience, they pass away, they have a life review generally, and then somehow they're revived just before going all the way over to the other side.
Unless they're really drunk or high.
Cayce would say that that near-death experience, that life review, is really the dynamic of the person tuning in to their own Akashic record.
Yeah, I had a near-death experience from seeing Patchman's penis. And, yeah, no, none of this review shit. I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about.
Holy crap. I know I've been drinking, but Fundy, is that really you?
Oh, hi, Skeptic. Yeah.
So they released it from the hospital? How are you feeling?
Yeah, much better. I had to have some work done.
I heard you were getting some work done, but damn.
Yeah, I feel like a new fox.
So it's a record, a database of past events. That's part of what it is.
Skeptic? What's this guy talking about?
And it's somehow interactive in that it's constantly changing based on what we do in the present.
I'm not sure anymore, but it's time for another shot.
More than that, though, more than just deeds and activities like that, Cayce suggested that the Akashic record was really concerned with intent.
Okay, so, the Akashic records? Are they vinyl?
That somehow...
Okay, what I said about the drinking game, forget that. Don't want anyone getting alcohol poisoning. And, what was I gonna say? Oh, hi, Fundy.
Whatever we do is written there with our intent, why we did what we did.
Here I am. Who are you? What do you mean, who am I? I'm you. If you're me, and that'd mean I'm not me, so then, who am I?
And one of my most exciting stories from the readings that shows how this dynamic works is there was a young woman who came to Edgar Cayce when she was about 29 years old for a reading. And all her life she had had a really hard time making friends. She had a really poor reputation. Other young women didn't want to be her friend because she was known as being somewhat loose and easygoing with men. Now, according to this woman, none of this was true, but she had a really poor reputation. Well, when she first came to Edgar Cayce, she came for a reading related to her own health. And according to Edgar Cayce, in her most recent past life, she had been a prostitute. And somehow people are picking up on that vibration of a past deed, even though it's no longer relevant in the present. And it makes sense.
So if people spread lies and rumors, claiming that you're some kind of whore or something, it means you were a whore in a past life? Huh? I want a second opinion. Bully Goat, what do you think?
And another woman came to Edgar Cayce, and she was a middle-aged woman, very loving. In fact, her nickname was the Angel. People wanted to be her friend just because she exuded love. She was wonderful to be around. Cayce gave her a reading and told her that in her most recent past life, she had been a prostitute.
So did this Cayce guy think every woman was a prostitute in her last life?
But in the course of that reading, Cayce suggested that she had given the only thing she had out of love.
Bully Goat, what do you think? Yeah, you're not kidding.
To give companionship to lonely men. So somehow the
Oh yeah, and that's another shot for anyone playing the drinking game.
second woman, her intent had been love, and that got reinforced in the present. Whereas the first woman, her intent had been selfishness, and that got reinforced in the present.
Yeah, but he still thought all the bitches be whores, man.
Now, when Edgar Cayce gave a reading on his couch, he'd lay down on his couch. We still have the couch here in Virginia Beach in the Cayce archives.
Nasty. I hope they at least wash the semen out of it. What? The only reason why you tell every woman that goes in there that she was a prostitute in her last life is so you can manipulate them to open their legs and let you fuck them. Think about it for a minute.
And this is the experience he'd have for a past life reading. This
Whoa, man. This is where you want to, like, pause the video and hit the bong, take a couple of hits and come back. Yeah.
is what he saw when he went to the place he called the Akashic Records. This is in Edgar Cayce's own words. I see myself as a tiny dot out of my physical body, which lies inert before me. I find myself oppressed by darkness, and there's a feeling of terrific loneliness. Suddenly I'm conscious of a white beam of light. As this tiny dot, I move upwards, following the light, knowing that I must follow it or be lost. As I move along this path of light, I gradually become conscious of various levels upon which there is movement. Upon the first levels, there's vague, horrible shapes, grotesque forms such as you might see in a nightmare. Passing on, there begin to appear on either side misshapen forms of human beings with some part of the body magnified. Again, there's a change, and I become conscious of gray hooded forms moving downward. Gradually, these become lighter in color. Then the direction changes, and the forms move upward, and the color of the robes grow rapidly lighter. Actually, what's happening is he's moving through the various levels of consciousness, from the very dark, dense, oppressive levels to the higher levels, the more spiritual levels. Next, there begin to appear on either side vague outlines of houses, walls, trees, but everything is motionless. As I pass on, there's more light and movement in what appear to be normal cities and towns. With the growth of movement, I become conscious of sounds. At first, indistinct rumblings, then music, laughter, and the singing of birds. There is more light. The colors become very beautiful, and there's the sound of wonderful music. The houses are left behind. Ahead, there's only the sound and color. Quite suddenly, I come upon a hall of records. It's a hall without walls, without ceiling, but I'm conscious of seeing an old man who hands me a large book, a record of the individual for whom I seek the information.
Freud would have a field day with this guy. Drama llama ding dong.